The message came a week before Christmas. A family group chat notification. I opened it expecting travel details. Instead, I found a decision. Not a discussion. A decision. My older sister had sent it. Hey everyone. Just confirming final bookings for the Maldives trip. Flights, villas, everything is set. Your one click can keep these stories alive. Subscribe, because every voice deserves to be heard. Don't miss out on the journey. Subscribe, and let's grow, laugh, and learn together. A few excited replies followed. Then my father added, perfect, looking forward to a proper family vacation. I scrolled, waiting for my name. It never came. So I typed, what about me? There was a pause. Then my sister replied, oh, we thought you might not be interested. I stared at the screen. I wasn't asked. I wrote back. Another pause. This time longer. Then my father replied, we didn't think it made sense. Why? I asked. His response came quickly. It's an expensive trip. My fingers hovered over the screen. I can pay for myself. My brother finally joined the conversation. It's not just that, he said. It's more about fitting in. I frowned. What does that mean? My sister answered this time. It's a luxury resort. Very high-end. We just don't want things to be awkward. I let out a quiet breath. Awkward. That word again. In our family, awkward meant one thing. Me. My father sent one more message. Let's just keep this simple. We'll plan something else another time. Something else. Later. Not this. Not now. Not with them. I didn't reply. There was nothing to say. Because this wasn't the first time. Growing up, family trips were always about status. 5-star hotels. Exclusive resorts. Places where you didn't just relax. You showed people where you belonged. My siblings fit perfectly into that world. High-paying corporate jobs. Designer clothes. Visible success. And then there was me, the one who worked in hospitality. At least, that's how they described it. You manage hotels, right? My sister would say. Basically customer service. My father simplified it even more. She works in service. He always said it like it was a limitation. Something small. Something replaceable. Years ago, I tried to explain. Tried to tell them about the properties I was managing, the teams I was leading, the international projects I was handling. But every conversation ended the same way. You should have chosen something bigger. So, eventually, I stopped explaining. I closed the group chat and set my phone aside. Outside my window, the city was already glowing with Christmas lights. Families preparing, traveling, celebrating together. I wasn't angry. Not really. Just used to it. A few minutes later, my phone buzzed again. This time, a different message. An email. Subject line. Final confirmation. Azure Bay Private Resort. Ownership transfer complete. I opened it. Attached were the documents. Signed. Verified. Final. After years of working in global hospitality, investing quietly, and building partnerships, I had just completed the acquisition of one of the most exclusive private resorts in the Maldives. Azure Bay, the same place my family had just booked. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the screen. For years, they believed I worked in service. Now, I owned the service. My phone buzzed again. Another message in the family group chat. My sister had sent photos. The villas, the ocean, private pools, crystal clear water. Can't wait, she wrote. I smiled slightly. Neither could I, because they didn't know it yet, but their family trip was about to take a very unexpected turn. 3 days later, I was on a flight, not with them, ahead of them. I wanted everything ready before they arrived. Azure Bay wasn't just a resort, it was a statement. Private villas stretched over crystal water, staff trained to anticipate needs before guests even spoke, and a level of exclusivity my family had always admired. Now it was mine. When I landed, a private car was already waiting. "Welcome, Miss Carter," the driver said. The moment I arrived at the resort, the general manager greeted me personally. "Everything is prepared," he assured. "Your family's booking has been upgraded." I nodded. "Good. Just treat them like any other guests. No special announcements. No early reveals." I wanted to see things play out naturally. The next day, my family arrived. I watched from a distance as they stepped into the open-air lobby, immediately impressed. My sister looked around in awe. "This place is incredible," she said. My father nodded. "Now, this is how a holiday should be." The staff welcomed them warmly. "Welcome to Azure Bay." As they checked in, my brother leaned toward the receptionist. "We have one of the premium villas booked," he said confidently. The receptionist smiled politely. "Yes, sir. Your stay has been upgraded." "Upgraded?" my sister asked. "To one of our private ocean estates." They looked at each other, surprised. My father smiled proudly. "Must be because of our booking status." The staff simply nodded. They had no idea. As they were escorted toward their villa, I stepped away. Not yet. That evening, the resort hosted a welcome dinner. Guests gathered near the beach under soft lights, waves gently crashing in the background. My family sat at one of the best tables. Of course, halfway through the evening, I walked in. Simple dress. Same as always. My sister saw me first. Her expression changed instantly. "You're here," she said. My father frowned. "What are you doing here?" I smiled slightly. "Enjoying the resort." My brother looked confused. "How did you even book this place?" Before I could answer, a staff member approached our table. "Good evening," he said respectfully. Then he turned to me. "Ma'am, the management team is ready whenever you are." My father frowned. "Management?" The staff member nodded, then said the one thing that changed everything. "The owner has arrived." The table went silent. My father looked around, confused. "Where?" he asked. The staff member didn't move. He was still looking at me. My sister slowly turned. "Wait," she whispered. My brother frowned. "What's going on?" I stood up calmly. "The owner is here," I said. My father's expression tightened. "Then why are you—" He stopped mid-sentence because the staff member stepped slightly aside and gestured toward me. "Ma'am," he said respectfully, "we're ready." My sister's eyes widened. "No way." My brother leaned back. "You're joking." I shook my head. "I'm not." My father stared at me. For the first time, he had no words. The ocean waves filled the silence. My father slowly stood up. "You own this place?" he asked. "Yes," I replied calmly. My sister looked around at the villas, the staff, the entire resort they had been admiring all day. "This whole resort," she whispered. I nodded. My brother let out a quiet breath. "All this time, we thought you just worked in hospitality." "I do," I said, "just at a different level." No one spoke after that, because the truth had finally caught up. The same trip they said I wouldn't fit into was happening in a place I built, invested in, and owned. My father looked down, shaking his head slightly. "We didn't know." I gave a small smile. "You never asked." The conversation ended there, because sometimes the person you leave out is the one who owns the destination.